There, it's David Duford at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become successful top producers. Today we're going to briefly talk about in our third of 4 video series on getting started in the insurance business on the difference between captive agents and independent agents. This is an important video. So the big thing with these kinds of descriptions is that captive agents generally only represent one company, whereas independent agents generally represent a multitude. And there's big differences between both, and it comes down to, in my opinion, the kind of service and support you're able to provide your clients, your actual people who buy insurance from you. You see, if you're a captive agent, let's say you represent one product, most common captive companies most people know are Primerica, or perhaps something like Lincoln Heritage if you're in the burial insurance business. You're representing one product, and you have a limitation of the options available to you to go out there and sell your clients. Now, in some cases, they may be just fine, but in many other cases, they may be inferior as far as the quality of coverage or tremendously overpriced relative to what the client could get elsewhere. The problem there, not just to the client, but is also to you, because if these clients flip on you and buy from somebody else and they replace you, you've got to charge back that, you have to pay back that commission or a portion of it to reflect that fact. Now, what's the alternative to that? Well, that's what we call the independent business model. That's where we don't represent one company, we represent a multitude of companies. And here's the benefit. I'm able, as an independent agent, to shop around for my clients to find the best combination of pricing and value for my client. This allows me to do 2 things. Number one, I can sell more insurance because now I've got options that I didn't previously have as a captive agent. Number 2, my clients are more satisfied. They're going to keep their policies at a higher percentage because they're competitively priced, if that's how I've sold it, and I'm going to have more satisfaction from it. It's literally a win-win. I didn't even mention the fact that you generally get paid better if you're independent. You get paid more commission. Again, you make more sales. There's just a lot that's better about being independent than being captive. Now, a couple of things that I think captive agents can do, agencies do well, is they're generally local in basis. So for those agents out there who really feel the importance of hand-to-hand combat, hands-on training, then a captive agency will do better than what I would do, because I recruit agents nationally from coast to coast. Many times I don't see or meet my agents personally, and that's just the way the business is. And some people need that extra coaching, that extra face-to-face, one-on-one on a continual basis. They wouldn't do well with me. They would do much better with captive. So how do you know what to choose, if you should choose captive or independent? Hopefully you can see my bias. I'm very biased towards the independent model, as long as it's right for the agent. The agents that don't do very well in the independent model tend to be those who come from employee backgrounds that have little to no experience in their own business. Not always the case, but many times it is. If an agent doesn't have prior experience running a business, what I tend to see have happen is that there's a kind of a wake-up call. Literally, in the insurance business, you're straight commission. You wake up every morning unemployed. You've got to go out and talk to people who you didn't meet before and try to sell them something before you end the day, before you end the sales call, multiple times a day, and you're going to get rejected a lot. And there's a lot of mental games that go on in this business that are unseen in other types of business where sales is at a minimal. So it's important that if you're of that persuasion, if you're an employee and somebody who has an employee mentality, as probably about 90% of the population does, a captive organization like Primerica or Lincoln Heritage is better to begin with. If you're more inclined as an entrepreneur, self-employed, and you've actually got experience doing this, you're probably going to do better on an independent basis. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some perspective. If you like this video, subscribe, like, share, and comment below. And if you'd like to learn more about joining my insurance agency, where I help agents coast to coast in final expense, mortgage protection, Medicare supplements, and annuities, go to davidduford.com, click the Join David's Agency link at the top, and then from there, just investigate whatever products you're interested in, and then set a time to speak with me at a later date. David Duford here at davidduford.com, logging off. Thank you, guys.